Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another Habs Daily News with your hockey coach guru called Frenchy. Today, episode number 139. We have a lot on the menu today. First of all, Filip Mesar is going to start with the Laval Rocket for his upcoming season. I predict this already. I'm going to talk about the waiver list. Could Montreal pick one player in October? I have some prediction for you. And then I'm going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens Habs prospect, what they did during the weekend, and much more news around the Montreal Canadiens. So don't go nowhere. But before we start, you know the drill. Please click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation show. Finally, leave me a comments about the episode 139. And let's starting with the first subject of the day. So my first subject of the day, guys, I want to talk about Filip Mesar is going to Laval Rocket. I know a lot of people thinking he's going to be with the OHL, but the way he play, send the rookie camp to the main camp, play exhibition game, I believe that Filip Mesar is going to start with Laval Rocket. The last game showed me something. He played with Jesse Alonen and Anthony Richard. Yep, 2+ going to be with Laval Rocket, and he plays Mesar center. So for me, this is maybe an indication while my Montreal Canadiens have maybe some plan. And let's talk a little bit more why I'm so impressed by the Filip Mesar. First of all, he's really creative on offensive zone. He see really well the eyes of his teammate. He have a great vision, a great IQ. Then he makes space from himself. I'm going to show a video of him the next couple of minutes. You're going to understand what I'm talking about. He is great on the stick angling. He's really shifty, and he's a great skater. He's very fast when he carries on the puck, and he's good on the transition. And that's what makes him, for me, a special plus since the beginning of the main camp for the Montreal. I think he's just behind Owen Becker. He's a great playmaker. He's entry zone, guys, because he's so fast. He's really excellent for what I saw since the beginning of the camp. He thinks always before he make a decision, so he's a great asset of a hockey sense. Finally, I want to talk about this is one reason the Montreal moved right winger to I still believe they have a plan for him and a spot for him at the Laval Rocket. If you look about the roster, what the Laval Rocket is going to have this upcoming season, and the middle of the ice as a center, they don't have a lot. They have only Mitchell Stephen, really where he has a little bit more experience in NHL. Jan Mezak is another one. I think Mesar right now, compared for the two players just mentioned, maybe the best one. So we'll be really interested what the Montreal Canadiens are going to do with Filip Mesar. But let's show to you guys a video of him against Toronto. Look where he shift right there to drag, shoot a puck, quick release. Let's say again, he see Renda, he moved to the right, he's coming down, great shift, and he shoot a puck, saved by Murray. This one, look what he did. Wait, he buys some time, he wait until the last second, and then he shoot a puck. Look again, he wait, he see the hole right there in the middle of the ice, and that's what Filip Mesar, that's why Filip Mesar is so good, guys. He's really impressive. Sen is with the Montreal Canadiens for me. I think for me, for Filip Mesar, it would be better for him to play an American Hockey League versus the OHL. I understand what happening with Kaden Coley. I understand what happening with Jan Mezak. I understand what happening with Nick Zuski when they finish at 20 years old. But right now, for what I saw, nothing wrong to send him at the Laval Rocket, see what he look like at the main camp of the Rocket, what he looked like at the exhibition game in American Hockey League. And then, if does not work, you send him back in OHL. But for what I saw right now, and what I just showed to you guys, so this is my prediction about Filip Mesar. I would like to know more what you're thinking, what the Montreal Canadiens are going to do with Filip Mesar. Leave me a comment about my first subject of the day, and let's move on now, guys, for the next subject. So my next subject of the day, guys, is the Montreal Canadiens prospect. Every Monday, I'm going to bring to you some news around all the prospects in Montreal have inside the organization, and I'm going to talk about who has a great weeks overall And for the first weekend, honestly, Joshua Roy, after he got cut by the Montreal Canadiens, played 2 games with Sherbrooke. He has 2 goals, 2 assists. Roy continued what he did last season, dominate the QM. Now he's already on the same path, and it will be interesting to follow him for the upcoming year. Then Lane Hudson, the 62 overall pick by the Montreal Canadiens in NHL Draft 2022, played his first game in the NCAA with the Boston College. He got already 3 points, 3 assists. Let's see one of them with a goal of the Luc Talk. Here we go. Number 20, he looked at the left, shifted a little bit. Great pass to Talk. A Talk on the one-timer, drive a great release shot, and he scored. Let's see again the play of Lane Hudson. He looked, Talk. He great pass right away on the right position of his stick, and that way Luc Talk score. And Luc Talk, guys, is another player for Montreal Canadiens, have 1 goal, 1 assist. We know Talk have a difficult year last year with the Boston College. Hopefully he's going to have a better year with them and be ready for the Montreal Canadiens. So Hudson 3 points and Luc Talk 2 points. I want to talk about Vincent Rohrer, 75 overall pick by the Montreal Canadiens in July. Few of you knows, honestly, Vincent. First of all, he was born in Austria. He was drafted by the Montreal Canadiens. He did not participate to the rookie camp because of an injury. Played for the Ottawa 67. I want to show to you what he did. First of all, he have 2 points during his first game with them with 2 assists. But look what he did during the shootout. Look at that. Look how he's shifty with his hand. Look at the fake to the right, to the left on the back end. Scored a goal. And let's see again, Vincent Rohrer, someone we're going to follow for the next couple a month, definitely. I really like this pick. I think he could become another World Cup for the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, the last one I want to talk about is Jacob Dorbs. He played 2 games as a goaltender. He gave only 3 goals in 2 games. A save percentage of .936 for the 2 games. He's another great prospect, Montreal Canadiens goaltender like Frédéric Tichot. Both of them are really going to follow up during the season. And that's concluded, guys, this subject, the ad prospect, like I mentioned. Every Monday, we're going to give you some news about all the prospects for the Montreal Canadiens inside the organization. Let's move on now, guys, for the next subject of the day. My next subject of the day, guys, I'm going to be behind the screen for this one. I'm starting to looking about who could become on the waiver from the NHL team the next couple of days or week, and who Montreal could looking for. And I look around, and honestly, this is my list I believe could happening. Edmonton Oilers, they have to make a choice between Tyler Benson and Dylan Holloway. Holloway is a young prospect. He's doing well so far in the camp. I don't know if they're going to put Benson, but possibility he's a right winger. Calgary Flames have to take a decision on the defenseman. They have Connor McKay and Juuso Välimäki. One of the two is going to be on the waiver for the Calgary Flame, I believe. And Välimäki, we know he was a left defenseman for Calgary Flame. Did not play a lot of games last season. Bird Penguins, possibly they put Pierre-Olivier Joseph on the waiver. We know Joseph, born from Montreal, is another left defenseman. Battle for that spot again, Ty Smith. So I believe they're going to keep Ty Smith. So Joseph could become a player on the waiver. Can Montreal sign another left defenseman? I'm not sure. That's why I'm not sold on Joseph and Välimäki. Then the New Jersey have possibility to leave Zetterlund on the waiver if Alexandre Holds have a spot with the Devils. Zetterlund, it was a 63 overall pick by the Devils, 3rd round in 2017. Played only 14 games last year in NHL, but he has 8 points. The problem is Zetterlund is a little small as a winger, as a right winger. But again, every time he play and he score, but he have a lot of work to do for sure. So it'll be interesting if Montreal want to add another winger. But for me, it's the Los Angeles Kings, guys. This really interesting over there. Look like Byfield and Kaliev is going to make the team. They don't have a lot of spot as a forward. That's open up from players to put on the waiver. It's going to be Gabriel Vilardi, Elias Anderson, Jared Anderson, Dolan. Honestly, I'm not sold on Dolan. Anderson, we know Jeff Gordon draft him first round in 2017. He never reached his full potential in NHL. But for me, it's Gabriel Villardy. I think Villardy, guys, could become an asset for the Montreal Canadiens. He's a big guy, 6'3", plays center. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Kings, 11 overall pick in 2017. Played 25 games with them last season, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. And 89 game, guys, he have 37 points. It's almost like a little bit over 0.5 point per game, and with only 14 minutes per game, TOI, 18 goals, 19 assists. Big guy, 6'3". He's only 23 years old. I think if ever he's going to be on the waiver, something Montreal should look about him. I really like Villardy. I like his size. I like the way he play. And to have another big 6'3" as a center, or he can play as a right winger, possibly Montreal could think about Villardy. But if you look about all the names they have right now on this graphic, it's really Gabriel Villardy I will targeting. The rest, I would be really questionable to take one of them. This concludes, guys, this subject. Let's finish it with the last subject of the day. So the next subject of the day, guys, is about the start today, Monday. Really important week for the Montreal Canadiens for the decision of the roster and see for fun players like Beck, Mesar, Sakoski, Harris, Coley, Barron, and Arbor, Jack I, and Emil Henneman. So they are all the prospect battle for the spot. And if not, we'll see where they're going to go. But really, right now, this is really the second week where you see the better roster for the Montreal Canadiens put in their lineup for when they play. They play 4 games this week. Toronto Monday, tonight at 7 o'clock p.m. Toronto guys have almost a full lineup. What are you talking about? Yes, Kerfoot, Matthews, Marner, Bunting, Morgan Riley, Broody, Giordano, Justin Hall. They are all there for, the Montreal Canadiens tonight. So it'll be interesting how Montreal, unfortunately, at the time I do this recording, it's really hard for me around 10 o'clock in the morning to give you the roster for the Montreal Canadiens. Unfortunately, they don't show until like 12, 1 o'clock afternoon. But you can definitely look on their website. And then for the rest of the week, Montreal plays Tuesday against Ottawa at home. So they play back-to-back. Then they play Thursday in Ottawa and Saturday again Ottawa again. 3 games against the Senator this week. But it will be interesting when Montreal, with all those kind of decisions, what happening when they're going to make another cut. I expect could happen Tuesday at some point to send a couple of players at the Laval Rocket and finishing about 27, 28 players until the end of the week. And then after that, make other cut to keep the roster at 23. Just want to share in with this all the news around the Montreal Canadiens. Hopefully you enjoy it. And that's conclude, guys, the episode number 139. That's it, my friend. Hopefully you enjoy it. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show. If you finally leave me a comment about episode 139. And of course, you know the drill. You have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.